Welcome to TMZ Live. Kevin Hart is angry at people who have been roasting him for not speaking out at his roast about the George Floyd joke.
Right. He went on the Breakfast Club and defended not only his position. This is the part that is not going to sit well with some people in certain communities, but he also defended Tony Hinchcliffe, the comedian who made the joke about George Floyd during the roast. And Kevin said that people have this all wrong, that he said Tony is not a racist. And more importantly, I think he said, why are you blaming me?
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience. But our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Do I believe that Tony's a racist? No. Do I think Tony goes hard with his racial humor? Yes. Does everybody get it from Tony? Yes. And if you go look at Tony and you go familiarize yourself with Tony's material, everybody gets it. He goes hard on all races. That's his style of comedy. I want to make this very clear. I didn't say the joke.
Gotcha.
You're looking at me like I said the joke. I didn't say the joke.
Because your name on the Netflix situation.
Yes. And that being the case, I'm going to make people understand. It's not a Netflix special. It's a roast.
Here's what I don't understand about it. On the one hand, Kevin Hart is saying that Tony is not a racist and the joke is absolutely fair game.
In that context, he's saying the joke is totally fine.
And then in the next breath, he's saying, don't blame me, I didn't say that joke. Well, if it's okay, why is he trying to disavow himself
what
that
he
way?
said, but what, to be fair to Kevin, he said, I wouldn't tell that joke, but in the context of this roast, I didn't have a problem with any comedian saying it.
I hear you. But
So
he
wouldn't tell, but that doesn't mean that he thinks it's wrong. He's just saying...
He said it's not wrong.
He said it's not wrong.
He's saying that those people who have a problem with the joke don't come for me because of your problem with the joke. He goes, I don't have a problem with the joke. That joke's fine. You shouldn't have a problem with the joke. But if you do, don't come after me. I'm not the one who told you.
Yeah, but it's like, why do the don't come after me part? Just
because he didn't tell the joke. I mean, that's true. He didn't tell the joke.
Well, then take a position
at it very heartily.
Then take the position and say it's fair game, if that's the way you feel.
Right.
But then to say, but I didn't do it, it's not me.
Because a lot of people felt like that he had a responsibility in that moment to check Tony, to check him for that particular joke.
Yeah.
And maybe not to laugh at it as heartily as he did.
Kevin
explained that it's a live production.
I get it.
And I signed a contract to put on a good roast for Netflix, and that's what I was doing. That's my deal.
But he said, I don't have a problem with it. So the idea of him standing up and saying, how dare you say that, is not something he would do because he didn't have a problem telling the joke.
Right.
My only point is that there's look, he's a comedian, he's very funny, I like the guy a lot, but there's an element of courage here that when you say, he had a right to tell this joke, and you don't then stand back and say, but I didn't do it, don't blame me.
So you feel like he was over-defensive. Like, if you're going to make the point about it, it's okay.
Comedians are comedians. Yeah. He can tell whatever joke he wants, and we don't stop anybody from telling whatever joke they want, period. As long as it's funny.
There is one major rule in comedy, and that is it's got to be funny, right?
And that's what Nikki Glaser said to Entertainment Tonight.
I don't believe that jokes can't be made that are racist jokes, ironically racist jokes. The problem is not that it's racist, it's that it's like, sometimes you gotta find a way, if you really wanna do a joke, you gotta find a way to make it make sense. You can't just like say it and it out of nowhere just be like this, I think that's the thing that I feel like, I think that's what people are having a problem with, is not like the nature of the jokes, because I do love roast, how anything can be said and all bets are off, but that's not so easy. You have to make it palatable.
I think that's a good point, that the joke felt forced. To me, it just felt like he was reaching for something shocking.
Well, there was another one where Shane Gillis made the lynching joke about Kevin Hart.
Right.
And he even admitted in the moment it didn't land, and he's like, I just thought it would be funny because I said the word bonsai. Right. Because it was a bonsai tree, but didn't work.
Hey guys, I am Amy from Dallas, and I really just wanted to point out the fact that I think that the outrage mob is at it again, and they're melting down because they think that comedy somehow owes them this trigger warning. But do they forget that in America, free speech isn't optional when it stings? I mean, guys, roasts are meant to roast. There are no safe spaces. So let's just let the market decide if how far is too far.
Or how funny is funny.
Right.
Right? The LA mayoral election, 1 week from today, and Spencer Pratt has caught fire. This is
It's probably not the wisest choice of words.
I did not mean
He's doing very well.
But he has
Getting a lot of
accelerated.
traction, yes.
On the Two Angry Men podcast this weekend, I predicted he will shock people and get 38% of the vote.
Really?
Yeah, and will beat Karen Bass, although there will be a runoff between.
I can hold you that number, 38%?
I went out on a limb, but I think he's going to surprise people. But there's one person who would be none too happy, and that would be Lisa Rinna.
Yes, who has a very strong feeling, and I don't know if Lisa even votes in L.A. City.
I think they're in the Valley. I think she is
so
in
she
LA.
might.
Yeah.
But she has a very strong feeling about Spencer Pratt or anybody of his kind.
His ilk.
running for office.
Who should be the next mayor of LA?
That is a good question.
That's why I'm asking you.
I am going to say, I don't know yet. Not a reality star, though. I'm sorry. I love him, but we've already done that. We're not going to do that again.
Do you think there's a good chance that he will be the next mayor of LA?
It could be. I mean, he's got power behind him, it seems, but I don't know.
Why are so many Hollywood people on the West Side into Spencer Pratt being mayor?
You got me. Because listen, I'm a reality person. You wouldn't want me as mayor.
Maybe not.
That's fair.
Maybe not. And you may or may not want Spencer Pratt, but the idea
not
of saying,
all
not all. First of all,
are the same.
There's a reality star I would vote for president, and it's the only person I've ever mentioned. I would absolutely vote for this reality star for president of the United States.
I guess he counts as a reality star.
He does. Mark
Cuban is.
He's been on the show.
Far more accomplished beyond being on reality TV. I think Lisa's point is when Spencer's only thing on his resume is reality star.
Yeah, but you can't what about?
Well, this goes to exactly what you talked about, that he doesn't have experience running a company, much less an entire city.
And that's fair, but that's not just because he's a reality star.
Agreed. It's not only because, but I guess, and I don't want to put words in her mouth, but the problem with him, for those who have a problem with him, is that that's the only thing he's done.
Well, that's true. He has no administrative experience, and there are a lot of people who don't have it, and if they bring good people in below them, then they will. John F. Kennedy did that. He brought really good people in below.
I'm going to be honest, it's actually, when you think about it, kind of offensive to Donald Trump, I think, when people compare Spencer Pratt to Donald Trump, who actually had many, many, many decades of experience running a very large company.
But you know,
so he had administrative.
Hold on, but you know,
I'm not saying that worked out. But
do you know who else does it? Who didn't have administrative experience when she ran for mayor?
Who?
Karen Bass. She had no administrative experience.
Well, that's probably an anti-Spencer point. That's a con because look how she is done.
It is.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, there are a lot of people who are dissatisfied the way LA is running under Karen Bass.
Right. No, absolutely. And I think that accounts for all of the support that he's getting. I just don't understand how
people are.
Yeah. Right. That's the best thing you could say about, I think.
Is not Karen Bass, is what some people I've heard saying that. Even this weekend, and people asking me, like, oh, who do you vote for? And I just said, I'm not in LA. So.
I will say, I spent some time this weekend reading some of Spencer Pratt's platform positions on things like homelessness. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. I mean, he actually does address it deeper than you hear most candidates talk about it. Whether you agree with it all.
With his plan, but he does have a plan.
He has a real plan.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look, the city, Karen Bass right now, what she has going for it is a big D. She is a Democrat. She is a Democrat, and it makes a huge difference in Los Angeles. And Spencer Pratt is a Republican.
He's running as independent, but everyone knows he's Republican.
And he's right, and the fact is that this is a city that is hardcore Democrat. And, you know, he is going to have an uphill battle in the general election. No matter what, he is going to have an uphill battle.
Hey there, I'm Eric, and I just want to acknowledge that point. Look, I think Spencer Pratt has tapped into a part of Los Angeles that is really valid. A lot of people are frustrated, but if you look at what he's saying, he wants to prevent wildfires. He wants to stop homelessness. The two parts of his platform, it's not much of a platform. He doesn't have any points when it comes to addressing climate change in Los Angeles. And he wants to build, you know, basically the sanctuary or this haven outside of the jurisdiction of Los Angeles, which he cannot do, to put unhoused people. And so I think...
Well, I'm not sure you're right there. I'm not sure you're right, because...
I mean, if it's privately, and his platform said they would be privately funded, right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure you're right. Remember, and it was very controversial, but remember when people were coming across the border and governors, like in Texas, were shipping people to other states. That went contested, but it never failed.
Yeah.
So if they were able to do that, why wouldn't Pratt be able to do this?
As Los Angeles mayor, that is not something that is within one's jurisdiction. We can talk about like private funding. That might be a separate issue or a separate possibility. But in terms of being able to bring people to there and create an entire center within the power of mayor, it's probably not something that
we will see.
Coming up.
Everyone's favorite love triangle has gone international, talking about the Summer House crew, Amanda and Wes, and the jilted ex-girlfriend, Sierra.
Which, by the way, is an oxymoron.
Uh-huh.
How can you be jilted if you're an ex?
You're the one, and also she's
you're the one that
broke up with
dumped.
him.
Yeah.
Right.
Be right back.
Well, everyone's favorite love triangle has gone international, talking about the Summer House crew, Amanda and Wes, and the jilted ex-girlfriend, Sierra, and ex-friend.
Which, by the way,
Amanda.
is an oxymoron.
Uh-huh.
How can you be jilted if you're an ex?
You're the one, and also she's
you're the one
broke
that
up with
dumped.
him.
Yeah.
Right. But she has certainly been playing it like I am the victim here. And she is over in...
As Joan Rivers would say.
As she is the victim. She is getting a lot of new deals and new jobs because of all this attention.
Which shows how dumb America is.
And apparently the French, because she is in Cannes for all the festivities there at the film festival. And she had this to say about the future of her relationship or friendship with Amanda.
I'm excited to put it all behind me. The reunion was quite the day, but we're on to bigger and better, and, you know, we can say goodbye to certain things. I think we'll definitely get some clarity. I think it was very cathartic. It's one of those situations that's unfortunate, but no, I'm so excited to move on from this, and you can't take everyone with you. It's nice to be able to go into this next chapter of my life and have clarity on who's supposed to be there and who's not.
So you and Amanda are like donezo?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't do this to my worst enemy.
I wouldn't do this to my worst enemy. Date a guy you dumped. Yeah, I mean, how dumb is this? By the way, Amanda and West said, arrivederci, Sierra.
They're off to Italy. So the reunion is airing tonight?
Yeah, the reunion is airing tonight. And of course, when Amanda and Wes were spotted at the airport going to apparently Rome, obviously people are thinking like, oh, they're trying to get away because of all the chaos that's going to ensue.
Or they want to go to Rome.
Well, yeah, but the timing is very particular. But we're actually hearing that Wes' cousin is getting married out in Italy. Amanda's his +1, and this was already like pre-planned.
Okay. Well, that's the answer.
But I mean, they do have internet out there, so
because of the reunion airing.
Can we kill this ridiculous girl code thing?
Harvey,
Please,
no.
just
Girl
kill
code
it.
is stone-clad.
You do not.
You don't
own
break girl
people.
code.
There's been a whole history.
Codes
in the United
are always
States.
broken. Like
you do
They
not
shouldn't
own
be,
people.
though. Then you will be banished,
Do not
like Amanda has
own
been.
people.
Wait,
they are
did you
not
just-
sofas.
Wait, did you just...
What?
They are
Amanda's
not
banished.
sofas.
Wait, did you just compare, somehow bring slavery into this? And you just said
Oh, no,
there's a
wasn't
whole
thinking of-
history of this in the
How is
United
that
States,
slavery?
and you don't own people?
Well,
Harvey.
it's a thing. And
that's true.
It is a thing.
I hadn't looked at Summer House through the
I'm just
lens
saying,
of...
I'm saying that it's a fundamental
slave
right,
trade. No.
an inalienable right in this country.
True.
That nobody owns you.
True.
And the idea that a girlfriend who dumps a guy can own her friend from not dating him like he's property.
Harvey, can
is
you?
absurd.
Frederick Douglass
no.
would have said the same exact thing.
Oh boy.
Harvey, we cannot get rid of girl code, unfortunately. It just is something that exists, and it exists for a good reason. And I will say, I think this next chapter for Sierra is going to be amazing. I think she's going to have a lot of opportunity business-wise and with partnerships and brands because she is, she's Ariana, right? The next Ariana. Everybody wants to root for her. And I just don't really think Amanda and West are going to go the distance here.
Would you celebrate if they didn't, if they broke up?
I wouldn't celebrate if they
please,
broke
you
up,
would
but I
so.
wouldn't
You
be
would
surprised.
I see. There's a twinkle in your eye.
Totally
You would
celebrate.
definitely celebrate it.
I wouldn't celebrate, but we got to keep girl code.
You're
on the books.
smiling.
I think we'd all say, "Told you so." Was it worth it?
Okay,
There it
well
is.
okay. That's celebrating.
They are getting ready for maybe the biggest fight night in American history, on American soil, as far as the venue, the fact that there is going to be...
I don't know it's the best fight card.
I don't know if it's the best fight card, but I don't know, the largeness, let's say, of having a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House. This is June 14th, so we are still more than 2 weeks away, and they have started the construction, which is
massive.
It's a huge
Look how it is
venue that they're building.
It's like it's taking over the White House. It's massive.
I mean, as if they weren't doing enough construction already on the grounds.
No, it's true. I mean, God, it is absolutely
Hey, can we
true.
borrow one of those cranes from the ballroom that you're not using?
I mean, it's just enormous. So here's the rendering of what this whole thing is going to look like. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
That's wild.
It's just wild. Now, what I don't understand about this, and I heard this a couple of weeks ago, are they covering it in case it rains?
Yeah, what happens if it rains?
I was told no, that they're not.
It's rain or shine?
I was going to say, that's why it's not covered, and Dana White said this is why he hates outdoor fights, except for today, because you can't control the weather.
So so people are going to sit there, and how do they, I mean, what happens in the octagon? Because it's going to be slippery? I mean, don't they?
Oh, that would be awesome. Here's what's going to happen. It's just not going to rain, okay?
No,
so we
you
don't have to
can't-
worry
you
about
can't
this.
say
It's just not going to.
On the
Everything's
East Coast
going to
in
be
June,
fine.
it never rains.
And if it does, everyone's going to point to you and say you jinxed it.
It was pissing rain on Friday.
It rains all the time.
All the
They
time.
have actual weather. Like, if you want to do something like this, you have to do it in, like, Southern California, where it generally
Yeah,
does
I mean,
not
how do
rain.
they do that in the octagon without covering it? I'm serious.
Remember when they do like college basketball games on a fleet and people are like slipping all over the place? There's a reason why they don't,
Right.
This might be a story of why we don't do UFC
Would they
outdoors.
cancel it?
Ultimately,
I don't think they would
They said it's
cancel it. I
rain or
mean, there's
shine,
so
right?
much fanfare around this. At first, I was like, this is really silly and hokey. But now that they're putting it together, I'm like,
How many
getting hyped
people are
about
there?
it. At the actual facility, there's going to be about 4,000, a little bit more. There's going to be military vets. There's going to be a bunch of people there. Dana White gets a certain number of tickets. The president gets a number of tickets.
Does he get-
But then there's going to be a ton of people
You'll like this.
over at
Guess
the
how many
Ellipse.
tickets? We know how many tickets each gets. How many do you think?
The White House.
Trump
has to
and
get
gets
close.
1,000.
Trump and Dana.
Trump gets 1,000, I believe.
go-
I think I read 1,000, and Dana gets like 200 or something like that.
You read that TMZ Sports.
At first Babcock
I'm shocked.
Excellent.
I am shocked.
It's an excellent outlet you're checking
At first,
out there.
Babcock thought he was getting tickets, and then he saw that number.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not even asking.
My name is Donnie Henderson. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I think that, this is as Trump as it gets. We're used to seeing him always exalt himself, and doing this on his birthday and also holding 1,000 tickets for himself tells you what type of event this is going to be. I'm not surprised, though, because the UFC is typically centered to be MAGA. So it makes sense. Is the card even worth watching? Yeah, it's going to be a good card, but it's not even one of the greatest of all time, which honestly I would expect it better in the fighters fighting for this.
Yeah, and also, I don't think the audience is not MAGA. The audience is very diverse. The UFC audience. It's not just MAGA.
It's going to be all over the place. This is going to be a who's who of popular people if you are there.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Matthew Perry's assistant, former assistant Kenneth Iwamasa, is going to be sentenced this week. He had already struck a plea deal. He pled guilty. Prosecutors want him to get a much longer sentence, obviously, than he wants. And they say the reason is this guy was caught red-handed trying to clean up evidence.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big Big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
Matthew Perry's assistant, former assistant Kenneth Iwamasa, is going to be sentenced this week. He had already struck a plea deal. He pled guilty, and they're talking about now why prosecutors want him to get a much longer sentence, obviously, than he wants. And they say the reason is this guy was caught red-handed trying to clean up evidence.
Destroying evidence.
Destroy evidence, clean up the scene, deleting documents.
He was...
all sorts of things that he was trying to cover up the people that Matthew Perry was the connection to.
He was a
the dealers.
He was a facilitator in the addiction of Matthew Perry, period. And that's why he is, I think, going to go to prison.
Yeah,
especially
I think he's
the
definitely
evidence.
going. It's a matter of how long.
much time.
And Matthew Perry's family has said that Kenneth Iwamasa let them down, and that they thought the purpose of him being Matthew's assistant was to help him avoid addiction. And
this is
what they see is
this is a story as old as Hollywood. I literally read a book last weekend and saw a documentary, and it's it goes back to Judy Garland, it goes to Marilyn Monroe, where Michael Jackson, where Elizabeth Taylor, where these doctors and these hanger-ons, they want to ingratiate themselves with celebrities.
Right.
And the way they do it is a celebrity wants something, celebrity gets something. And sleeping pills and uppers are the way a lot of people live in this town.
So what the prosecutor is saying is that Iwamasa, right after Matthew died, went into this frenzy of trying to clean up
evidence. He started to shred paperwork,
syringes, bottles of ketamine that he was getting rid of.
And his argument in court is that he was just doing what his boss told him to do, and he says that the prosecutors shouldn't go so hard on him because Matthew was asking him to do all these things.
So Matthew said, in case I die, I want you to destroy evidence?
Not the evidence, the injecting.
No, of course.
That
part of it.
No,
right.
That's right, because Matthew Perry was an addict, and they were making sure he stayed an addict by continuing to fuel him with ketamine and other drugs. And to say that I have this addict who said, I want you to keep doing it, of course.
Right.
They're an addict, and they want to get something, and they're using you to get something. And it's just an outrageous, we had Kelly Osbourne talking about this. When she was 13 years old, this happened to her. She would go to the pharmacy, and they'd fill these powerful, drugs, these narcotics,
for her,
and not get a parent to sign off. A 13-year-old goes to a pharmacy, and they say, sure, here. That's the way Hollywood works.
He will find out his sentence. It's supposed to be on Wednesday, so we'll see.
Yeah, my name is Manaj, and I'm here in Miami, and I just really have to say that he passed away in 2023, but yet the details that we keep finding out get darker and darker over time. And I agree completely with you guys with how, when it comes to being a personal assistant to a celebrity, they rely on you for help to go ahead and stay away from drugs, but yet it just keeps being like they want to take advantage of these celebrities.
Or just ingratiate themselves. Yeah, I'll just do what they want, and you just end up getting so far over the line that
this is going to be really interesting to see what the judge does because the prosecutors want him to go for more than 3 years.
Yep.
But we'll see. Russell Crowe fans got quite the treat. They actually got to interact with their hero. They were waiting for him outside his hotel in Paris, but the interaction might not have gone exactly as they thought it would. They wanted autographs. Russell, watch the whole exchange between them.
Hi, Russell. How are you doing?
Are you listening?
Yes.
Stay where you are. Okay. Don't push in on me.
Sure.
I'll come to you. Just give everybody space.
Okay, sure.
As soon as somebody's go.
Okay.
Got me?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
I just kind of like that. I just came out and he laid down some ground rules.
Yeah, I like
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
I actually think that's smart because if you get mobbed, you're not going to sign anything. And he signed everything.
It also kind of looks out for the safety of the people who are there because if everyone starts packing in, who knows, someone gets knocked over.
I think that totally worked.
He's already responded to this clip because it obviously went viral on social media, basically saying what you guys just said, that everyone ended up getting their autograph and selfie, and that the reason he was clearing the way is the entrance of the hotel needed to be clear for guests. So.
Clickbait.
Yes, he said it's clickbait. Everybody got their autograph and selfie. The passage to the hotel was kept free for guests, and I still got to the airport on time. One man, no security handled. What's your problem?
I think.
What's your problem other than you can't see the monitor to read that from here?
Why do you have to get that
Did you see him walk all the way over here? He was like the.
That's crazy,
no, I know.
man.
No, you guys didn't see, but it's bad. Yeah. But he did it right. Yeah, I think he did it right.
I don't know.
I think that's just really interesting.
So what is he calling clickbait? Was our headline?
It had to do with our social
media. Was our headline a little?
It had to do with the tweet, now that I'm reading it.
What'd they say?
So our tweet was, if you needed a reminder that fans are not always priority number one, turn to Russell Crowe. Because the guy was absolutely not having it outside of his Paris hotel. So that's what he was responding to.
I think he's right.
He's right.
Coming up.
On President Trump's first campaign, what was the big chant? He always did, lock her up.
Yep.
Right? He got everyone yelling, lock her up. Interestingly, Hillary Clinton did not get included in an AI-generated post that he put up this weekend, but Barack Obama did.
Be right back.
You know, on President Trump's first campaign, what was the big chant? He always did, lock her up.
Yep.
Right? He got everyone yelling, lock her up. Interestingly, Hillary Clinton did not get included in an AI-generated post that he put up this weekend, but Barack Obama did. And basically he showed, as he puts it, a bad group of people, very destructive to our nation, caused tremendous damage through weaponization. And he's basically showing off people that he feels were responsible for the weaponization that he is now trying to correct with the $1.8 billion.
So let's talk about the racism here. If you look, there's only one person who has a middle name listed. That would be Barack Hussein Obama. I'm assuming.
Well, you know that anytime President Trump mentions President Obama, he always says the middle name as well.
Right, but it's interesting that if you look at the nine
he
people,
didn't do it for
he didn't
the
do
others.
it with any of the others, but he did it for Barack Obama.
Although he put one in for a nickname for Rhodes.
He made a nickname for Rhodes,
right.
but not the middle name, and that is telling. And by the way, why is Obama not in orange if he's doing that as AI?
That was my question.
It is
why is he the only one in brown? Is he like the
Right.
warden or something? But there's no way he would make him the warden. He would have made him like.
No way. Jonah just said he thinks it's a nod to the tan suit.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Maybe AI.
Maybe Jonah's got a point there. It may be a nod to the tan suit. It's just this revenge is just like exhausting.
You know what? Why are we talking about it? We shouldn't even be.
Well, we're talking about it.
No, we
We're
shouldn't
talking
even
about
be.
it.
No, we shouldn't be giving when he puts stupid
the
trolling
reason-
things
the
up like
reason
that.
we're
Doing it to
about
justify
the $1.8 billion.
He thinks that by showing these people that everyone's going to be
highly
behind
relevant.
it. And he knows that he has an issue right now, and that at least in the Senate, Republicans have said this is not the right thing. This is not legal.
Can I tell you what I was thinking about over the weekend? You know, Donald Trump was saying, I don't think about the American people when it comes to what I'm doing in Iran. All I'm thinking of is nuclear war.
Right.
I don't think Donald Trump cares that much about whether the Democrats take control of Congress or not. That if he did, he wouldn't be supporting Paxton.
So you're saying
I don't think he
that
cares.
There's a part of him that wants them to win the House, so that
I don't think he cares.
Then he has a reason for, a rationale for nothing getting done because they're stopping me.
He's going to fall back on that.
He'll still use executive power. And I think he wants to do what he wants to do. And it's not even so much that the consequence may be the Republicans lose Congress. I think he just wants to do what he wants to do. And he feels free to do that. And he's exhibited it. So everybody's saying, oh my God, look at the strategy for November. This is really bad. I don't think he cares.
He's not thinking strategy.
He is doing what he wants to do.
I agree.
Hey, this is Stephen Dingle out of Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, President Donald Trump understands propaganda and messaging probably more than anyone in the country. And he knows there's no repercussions for lying. So he can do things like this to get his way, because if people, know it's propaganda, they can ignore it. But then there are people who will be swayed by this, and those are the people he's hoping to encourage to either come to his side or think the way he thinks. So he's not going to get in trouble for it. There's no legal ramifications that can happen for posting this, so why not?
No legal ramifications. And when you look at it, I mean, look, gas prices are through the roof. I don't think this is bothering him because, like he said, he says he's more interested in the enriched uranium. You look at cost of living and you look at all these other metrics, and I just don't think that's on his mind right now. I think he wants his legacy to be what he wants to do.
I think he still wants to win. He just believes that his base is strong enough that if they all come out and vote, that he's going to win no matter what.
Maybe, but if he
I think after last week's primaries, he's definitely feeling that way.
Oh, he can win primaries for sure.
Right.
The issue is general elections.
New York City is in full celebration for their Knicks, who have reached the NBA Finals with a massive blowout win over the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. And in the middle of it, obviously, we've been showing you throughout the playoffs that Timothee Chalamet has been a loyal fan on, I think, every game, even skipped the Met Gala, thank you for going. And Kylie was with him last night. As soon as the game was over, he got to live out every fan's dream, whether, in this case, a Knicks fan, but pick your team. This is what you would want to be doing after they just clinched a trip to the finals.
Bro, you need to go! Bro, yeah, one more. Bro, I got your jersey in my house, bro. Come on, baby. Yo, one more. You need to go. Keep killing, baby.
Is a true
he is right
fan.
in there, man.
All of us.
If he's
right
got,
now.
oh boy,
Bing bong.
I mean, he's got. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to start crying when he's talking to Mikal Bridges. He's like, I have your jersey and all. I have your jersey.
He called him the GOAT. Mikal Bridges has been one of the most sort of troubled players, or had a troubled season. He's playing wonderful now. This is all Knicks fans. He represents all of us because he hasn't dealt with as much heartache. I'm in my mid-40s. He's in his late 20s, but still, being a Knicks fan is a very tough road to hoe. It's not like the Lakers and Celtics. And so we are going to enjoy every single moment of this, and it's amazing. And Harvey, I think we should go cover it. I think Charles and I should go cover it.
Kylie is on board with it, by the way. There's a very supportive girlfriend that she is, and
she probably knows Kat. One of her best friends is the fiance.
Yeah, exactly, because Jordan Woods is. Are they married yet?
That's Jordan. No, he got engaged. It's a beautiful ring.
Carl
it was
Anthony
on his...
Towns, the Knicks star.
And Kylie's taking pictures.
Yeah. And remember, they had a falling out years ago, but they've patched things up.
Timothee Chalamet is so authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why it's like the opera thing that he talked about. Now you got dragged for it. He was just being honest about how he felt. And he's it's interesting at his level to be that authentic and real.
There's no subdued Knicks fans. It's Spike Lee, it's Ben Stiller, it's Timothy Chalamet. We don't act like we've been there before because we don't go that often.
I know, but like Lakers, there are people that are, fair with their friends.
That's right.
And he's like hardcore.
He's ride or die.
But
he's our Jack Nicholson.
He's kind of our Jack Nicholson. Is she our Diane Cannon?
I guess so. She's going to be our Diane Cannon.
You're not a boy. You're letting him say our?
Yeah, you don't get to
You're
use.
Not part of the.
You don't get to use the royal we. This is we. You are they.
We're the Knicks fans.
That's fine. I get it. If I said it, I didn't mean it. But
all right, well,
she has to make brownies.
She's the Diane Cannon.
She has to make brownies.
Who was married to? Yeah.
Coming up.
Chelsea Handler, she's talked a lot about her single life, and she's very happy being single, but she also recently talked about, on this podcast, she talked about a bad dating experience, and it all comes down to who's gonna pay.
Be right back.
Well, earlier we saw Russell Crowe lay down the ground rules for his autograph-seeking fans, and Chelsea Handler is also laying down some rules when it comes to dating and what she expects. She's talked a lot about her single life, and she's very happy being single, but she also recently talked about, on this podcast, she talked about a bad dating experience, and it all comes down to who's gonna pay.
So you would never pay for a guy?
I have.
And it's ick. It's gross, right?
Yeah, it's not attractive
at all.
You think you can do it and that it's okay, and then you're like, I don't respect you.
So funny because the younger guy that I dated, I paid for everything, and understandably so. He was 24, but it's like the one thing that I look back and it like pisses me off that I paid like to Greece and like all these things, and I'm like, he took like half my Amex points. I'm like,
You're paying for a good time. You're renting a good time. Think of him like a prostitute. You were just renting a good time.
That's actually, I like that.
Why? Well, wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait, if the guy pays, is he renting a prostitute?
Well, you would think that's what he's saying.
Right.
No, you would think that's exactly what they're saying.
She's saying whoever pays is...
They're the John.
Right.
They're the John. And that if a guy pays for a girl, the girl's a prostitute. That's ridiculous. And it's like, why is money such an operative factor? Yeah, you dated a 24-year-old who didn't have money. Your choice. And if you don't want to go to Greece and split, if you don't want to split...
Don't date the 24-year-old.
Or don't go to Greece.
Or better yet, don't complain about it after the fact.
Yeah, but...
You guys sound ridiculous, especially you, because you came from an era where chivalry and the way men...
Chivalry.
And the way that men were supposed to treat they courted women.
My generation was also chivalrous.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
yeah, both of you. Then this is really diabolical.
You know what?
Coming from you guys.
Really? Because
you guys courted people. You know what courting meant?
Do you know what we believe in that you don't?
Courting?
Equality.
I do believe in equality. Yes, I do.
No, you don't. No, you say you do. But then when push comes to shove, you want to be... No.
I do. That's because you buy dinner makes it inequality.
Why does the guy have to buy dinner?
Why does it have to be a rule that the guy buys?
You said this morning, in the morning meeting, the person who has more money
should pay.
Pays.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Kristen Cavallari had more money than the 24-year-old dude.
No. We were specifically talking about...
We
were talking about an LGBTQ gay relationship who pays, and then we said the one with the more money. When it's a heterosexual relationship, the man pays.
And we believe in equality, and you don't.
How is that equal? Why does it have to be the rule?
How is it not equal? How is it not equal? Because back in the day, that's what it was supposed to be.
Here's how it's not equal. When the guy pays
back in the day,
and the woman makes more money.
Back in the day, the woman couldn't vote either.
Yeah, men don't court women now. Men want to be courted now. Men want you to pay for their dinner. Men want to be little females. That's what's wrong with the men these days. They are females. If you want a woman to pay for your meal, listen up. Listen up. To the men that expect women to pay for all of their lifestyles, this new generation, you guys got to kill it.
Why can't a woman court a man?
Why would she court a man?
Because she wants him.
Bye. I'm leaving.
Oh my God.
Kyle, I don't have any more for you. I've got no more.
Bye.
Hey, it's Cookie coming in from Dallas again. First of all, at the end of this day, we all know what you guys are expecting, and that's a nice. So if I'm going to give you my body, potentially allow you to impregnate me at a time where I don't even have rights to my reproductive system or they're quickly being stripped, you can pay for a steak.
I know, but that's
first of all,
if you're talking
who
about
said anybody wants you to be pregnant.
If you're talking about
I don't want you to be pregnant.
If you're talking about a and it's dinner, that's the prostitution part. It just is.
Yeah.
Is it really?
That's the prostitution part.
That's what you just admitted that's what it is.
Because it costs money for me to look good for you. It costs money for me to be on your arm.
Guess what? It costs money for the man to look good. I'm spending money too.
Oh my God. I'm out.
Coming up.
Philadelphia Phillies star Bryce Harper has a very interesting method of brushing his teeth.
He put the toothpaste in his mouth?
Be right back.
Philadelphia Phillies star Bryce Harper has a very interesting method of brushing his teeth. Listen, I'm as baffled as you are why we're talking about a baseball star's dental hygiene. But it is weird. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it this way. Check this out.
It's the grossest thing ever. Tongue scraping. But I love it. You have a chance? Try one. One more pack, baby. Toothbrush, toothpaste.
He put the toothpaste in his mouth?
I mean,
that's okay.
It's different. It's
not
no,
gross.
the only thing that's bad about it is if someone else is coming over to your house and they want to use your toothbrush.
Oh, screw it.
I mean, your toothpaste.
So what? But
you put the toothpaste in your mouth.
There's more of a distribution. By the way,
I mean, it doesn't matter. You need the toothpaste in your mouth.
Can I just? Why? When we started this, can you put that picture up of who you showed the first?
The guy,
athlete?
the baseball player. That's him. You think it's not the same guy?
That's the same guy.
Yeah.
That's the.
I mean, without the eye black, yeah, it's same guy.
I thought
you liked him better in the helmet.
No, I thought he was.
He was a. He plays for the Phillies. What team did you think he played for?
It wasn't anyway.
Reese from Kansas City here, and as a Kansas City fan, I expect nothing less from a Phillies athlete, I'll say. But, you know, I'm not usually one to judge what somebody else does. I just think that's extremely weird. Like you said, you know, if you're the only person using the toothpaste, maybe, but...
I gotta be honest, I might try it.
I might try it.
I'm the only person using the
feels
toothpaste in my house,
It feels like an even distribution of toothpaste. I kind of like it. Why limit it just to the brush?
Right.
When you can...
You might use too much, though, if you... Oh, I don't know.
You can afford it. What else you guys want to talk about?
All right, hey guys, it's Brandon. I'm from Houston. I'm speaking on the Kevin Hart roast. I'm glad that Kevin Hart stood with Tony Hinchcliffe. It's almost like Kevin Hart understands that you can't police comedy, and all jokes should be allowed to fly.
Well, that's what he said.
You let him fly, and the audience will tell you.
Don't blame me.
Yeah.
One more.
Johnny Benitez, Brooklyn, New York. I think this is just typical Trump behavior. It doesn't surprise me that he's posting things to cater to his fan base. And I think he's just trying to stay politically relevant for as long as possible. So to be honest, he might not even hate Obama as much as he's making it seem, but he's just posting these kind of things to, cater and just keep the momentum going with his party.
I think I always think about when he posts things like this, like even the ape thing a few months ago. We saw them sit next to each other, and they were
laughing
and buddy, and I just always think, doesn't Obama think, what the hell?
He is a different guy in private than he.
All of the social media and the press conferences, those are the antics, you're saying?
He plays president. It's a different role.
He's playing the role.
Coming up.
So if you think that RFK Jr., the Health and Human Services Secretary, has weird workout habits, guess what? He's also a snake wrangler.
Be right back.
So if you think that RFK Jr., the Health and Human Services Secretary, has weird workout habits, like, working out in jeans, hiking in jeans, doing everything in jeans, guess what? He's also a snake wrangler, and I guess a pretty good one.
So, what are they? Well, they were having sex. So what were they? They're moccasins.
Moccasins? What's it different?
They're not moccasins.
Huh? They're not moccasins.
Oh.
They were not venomous snakes. I think they said they're black racers. Yeah. I mean, at least there are no dead bears in this story or raccoon penises. Just a couple of snakes still alive. For now. We'll see you tomorrow.